Is it like level? Yeah, when that zebra is on your face, it means that it's too white. I don't have it.
I'm a zebra.
Language learning doesn't have to do with intellect as much as it has to do with persistence. This is more important. When I was in school, I didn't rank first or second or third in class, in like science, math, any of those things. In a class of around 80 students, year after year. Now, if you made this pool bigger, if you are competing with 80,000 students in a competitive exam, will you rank there? Are you intelligent? 10 out of 80 people probably feel that they can compete for the pie, for the first position. But the rest of them, I can speak for myself, I wasn't even trying. I mean, I'd love it, but I don't think I'd really ever get it. So I'm not the intelligent one. My school has shown me that. So any faculty that requires intellect, I'll find myself in the shallow end of the pool because I'm not the capable one. So if French needs intellect, I don't think I can learn French because I don't have the intellectual capacity to learn it. Except that last line is not true. We associate those top 10 people in our class with intellect as intelligent people, which is fine. They deserve it for that one specific measurement. But where it's not fine is where you brand yourself as incapable because you didn't fit that one measurement. You are incapable in that one measurement, and that's it. It's really important that you take a step back and realize that there is another kind of intellect, if you will, which will determine if or not you'll speak French. And it's not the first one. And I can be so sure about this because I've been in both places. I've been the guy who has competed in this math ability, in aptitude, in science, and so on, in memorizing stuff, and I've not been the best over there. And then I come to this other place and I do it my way. I do it in a way that seems intuitive to me, and it works out for me. And now I'm compared to the rest of the students who don't seem to learn French as fast, thinking that, oh yeah, no, Josh is the intellectual one. He's the capable one. I would never sum up to that. Do you see what's happening over here? We just take a tag and put it on our head, saying that I'm the incapable one. That's what one needs for language learning, and I'll never learn it. So it's settled then, right? I mean, you need persistence, and you don't need necessarily intellect. You need persistence for this language learning thing. If it's that simple, then why are so many people who try failing at this? Are they not all persistent? And even how do you do the persistence thing? Aren't you human? Don't you have self-doubt? And go into this rabbit hole of worrying of what you're doing with this time when you're 28 years old and having a tummy growing situation and you feel incapable of almost every faculty in your life. One domino falls and you don't feel good about anything. Aren't you human? Don't you have this issue? Full disclosure, in a couple of fields in my life that I'm working on right now, I do feel like that. But this one victory of learning French and doing it in a pool of people who have failed often gives me a weird kind of confidence that I can learn something new. And that's what I'm trying to share with you guys in this video. That there is a certain exercise you can do to get yourself out of that rut of thinking and not doing. In order to succeed, you have to do more than you think. And this exercise helps me with my Dutch and my Urdu as well, because I've accepted that it will take a certain amount of time before I learn this to perfection. And in that period of time, I should be doing more than doubting and thinking. So if you're spending a week to learn French or Dutch or Urdu, break your week into boxes. Boxes of innovation and boxes of work. So in the innovation box, you think about the design of how you're going to spend the rest of the week doing the studies. In this time, do all your research, talk to people that have done this before and ask them for their suggestions and put things down on paper and decide how you're going to spend those hours during the week. Maybe the Sunday afternoon, spend that time for the innovation box. This part is like choosing which color you want to paint your house. Well, you can paint it this white or this slightly different white or this slightly bluer but not so yellow white. That's what you do in the innovation box. Decide what you're going to be doing in the rest of the time. Then during the week, when you're doing the work part, tell your brain actively, if I debate that the slightly different white was a better idea, the paint bucket that I just purchased is a waste. I have to go back to the store and get another paint bucket when I could have just spent time painting the house and then judging if this works or not. And this will just make me better at my innovation game next week. The reason why I took so much time to learn my French as well in the beginning part of it is because I kept purchasing a bucket of paint, bringing it home, making one stroke and saying, this is too blue. Let's go and get a little more yellow one. Getting the yellow one like, this is too yellow. Let's get something a little more white. And I spent such little time painting and so much time doubting what to paint that I didn't get anything done. So during the week, it's time to practice. Yeah, no time to doubt. But being human, these kind of doubts, these kind of thoughts questioning thoughts come to our mind. And how I like to deal with that is I have a special book in the side where I write down these thoughts, thinking that I can write this piece of dilemma or doubt on my notebook. I won't forget this because my mind is convincing me this one doubt is costing me efficiency. If I thought about this one doubt, I'll be so much more efficient, right? So that's the fear. So I'll write down that thought, that dilemma in a little notebook, which is reserved for my doubts, my doubt book, and I keep it aside for Sunday. So on Sunday, when I come back and I look at it, like, yeah, this pronunciation exercise is really not working for me. I need to do something about it. So during the work time, I don't spend my work time doing research. I spend it doing work. I spend it doing exercise. This is the one reason why children succeed at language learning and adults don't, is because children don't think about language learning as much as they do. Of course, when they see exceptions, they ask their parents and they challenge their parents. What do you mean? That's just how it is. But they spend so much more time doing and they spend so little time thinking. And we need to learn from them on that. Design first and then spend time doing. And when you're doing, don't invent. And when you're inventing, don't do. This will make sure you spend less energy in your language learning journey. Otherwise, you're just wrestling and struggling with self-doubt throughout. And at the end of the day, you haven't gotten anything done. This idea ties into that one skill that brings me immense success when it comes to language learning. Check it out if you want a tried and tested method to succeed at your language learning. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves and keep learning.